welcome to Exclusive with Taghreed Hussein here on Nile TV International. Well, on tonight's episode, we'll be talking about innovation. And we hear a lot innovation, and it's co-relevant always to education at the same time, where we receive quality of education, so innovation should be there. So it's key to the progress of education in the country. Under the directives of President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi, the new republic fosters the most worthwhile innovations that have the power to rapidly accelerate progress in the different sectors, among them, of course, education, and help give all the students the full set of skills and also the sense of competencies that they need in order to thrive today and also in the future. Throughout the last decade, Egypt has been working hard in order to develop strategies to introduce innovations in education and to use them effectively in order to ensure inclusiveness, to promote lifelong learning opportunities for all Egyptians across the nation. And mainly, we are tackling and meeting the main goals of sustainability, Sustainable Development Vision, and Egypt's Vision 2030. On tonight's episode, on Exclusive with Dr. Jihan Zahran, she's an education and innovation consultant. We have all the honor of having Dr. Zahran with us today to read this important headline and to know more through her speciality about innovation and co-relevance, of course, with education. Dr. Zahran, thank you so much for coming.
You're most welcome, dear. It's a pleasure to me.
Thank you, dear. Pleasure is mine. Throughout our episode, we'll be shedding light on Egypt's strategy towards introducing innovation in the country's education sector, and also the sense of inspiration that this factor is actually investing in our higher education today, which will help us reach the sense of a revolution in Egypt's education sector. How inspiring is the topic? Short break and we'll be back.
مصر فيها 100 مليون. مصر كمان مساحتها 1,000,000 كيلومتر مربع. بس في حجم ضخم جدا من الأراضي احنا مش عايشين عليه. ما خدناش بالنا على مدى 60-70 سنة فاتوا إن الكلام ده هيبقى ليه تأثير كبير جدا وخطير على حياتنا ومستقبلنا. لكن احنا مش سايبين لا القاهرة ولا اسكندرية ولا بورسعيد ولا المحافظات، بنتحرك في كل القديم والجديد مع بعض عشان يليق بينا ويليق بالمصريين يعني. الموضوع مش مباني بس، لا، ده تطور كبير قوي احنا بنعمله. فأرجو إن احنا نستعد مفكرين، مثقفين، فنانين. هذا الحدث الكبير ميلاد دولة جديدة بافتتاح العاصمة الجديدة. ميلاد دولة جديدة. إعلان جمهورية تانية.
Yeah, very inspiring, the inauguration of the new capital, which is co-relevant, of course, to this sense of an inspiring new republic that we all dreamt of. And as has been reflected in the head of state's statements, that His Excellency invites intellectuals, educators, all segments of the society to share in this sense of innovation, this sense of creativity, which is actually trending today, Professor Zahran,
exactly.
When we are talking education. And we find both of them, both words, education and innovation, coming together, which is great to see them, by the way, going in parallel.
Although it is by force or not, but this is what I'm saying always. We have to do something that's really in front of us. New public and new generation and new education with technology and innovation. All of this, a combination, is something related to education itself. So we came to the core. We came to what we should do, or what we are doing, and we need to develop it, actually. When we're talking about technology and education, nowadays, what we say that technology is raising hands now in education. It tells, I'm here.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm here and use me well. And maybe if we're going to talk about positive science, that's what I'm aiming to all the time, especially when I'm talking about education, innovation, and passion in our new generation. For the kids who is coming to new path of education. It's new to them. Whatever is negative or positive, we come to the negative side and we say, this is the positive that we can solve it.
Yeah.
All right. And now I think this is the thing that we aim together to do it here, to tell them what's the positive way. And we came to the educators and tell them what we should do and what we should learn more to get new generation with the new republic.
Yes, great that you've mentioned new generations, because what we are actually doing today is that we are creating history also for the new generations. We are investing in new calibers, and the new generations are the ones who are going to reap that fruit. Thank God that in Jan 2022 we'll be witnessing again the comeback of the World Youth Forum and that beautiful Congress that has been actually running and bringing positive vibes, not only in Egypt, but all over the world, with its aura, with a sense of respect to the youth, and with a sense of listening to their messages. And this sense of contribution, what we really need to focus on. So, Professor Zahran, you are dealing with the youth every day. And through your profession also as an instructor and as a teacher and intellectual, dealing with the youth in a way that is going to bring about the sense of innovation in them. What would we professors do so that we would make good use of those strong points?
Maybe I'm going to talk about what is the latest that we can do, or what's the latest in education generally, and how we can do in a parallel line to solve what we are facing right now. I'm not going to talk about COVID. I'm not going to talk about the timing that it's really happening before, because really, maybe I'm thinking about it in a very positive way. COVID-19 gives the chance to learn more, to know more, to have knowledge more, in all the fields, all right? And all the fields, it's related to me is in education, okay? Because every field is in education. So let's talk about the trending in education and trending in technology in education. It's faces actually to use something that we didn't use before. We have basic things that we didn't use it, and we are forced now to use it, okay? Talking about basically the emails, sending and receiving, digitalizing, all right? We come to the e-learning, which is already there, but we came to focus on what we are doing with it. When we come to the e-learning, we came to the online learning. And that's we are faced to do it normally. We have to do it. Of course, there's a lot of challenges.
But you know, when we started doing it, it has become part and parcel of our daily lives.
Yes.
And we found out that we were missing also this sense of style. I mean, it was never ever regretted. It has become part and parcel of our lives today.
Exactly.
So that's the good vibes about it, is that in the first place it was introduced, then it became part and parcel of our success story.
It came to our daily life now and online, even the jobs. It's not only education for our kids at home, just for our daily life and jobs and everything remotely right now. But so how we can use this in the way of innovative things related to our new generation, related to the generation that they really need to have this. Now we have the digital content, and we have already the good resources, the international resources, the resources that is really facing everyday life in education fields, from K to 12 and higher education. So we don't have a problem in content, all right? We don't have a problem in resourcing, but we have something that we have to follow in delivering this info or resources. Now the teacher or the instructor doesn't have a problem of what we can prepare. Everything is prepared for you. But now what you can focus in, it just to focus on the talents, the skills.
How to deliver as well.
And the skills that you get it from the students himself, and give him the lead for what to do. Creativity, the teamwork, and all the activities that's coming from the resources coming to a side that lets you do the good way of discovering the skills of your students.
Yeah, great that you've mentioned the good way for discovering the links and the talents in your students, because, you know, this is what you are giving to us today, Dr. Zahran, is like what we can say a recipe for success that we really need. There are certain components, if there, we can find a lot to be changed in the progress of education and in education development, namely creativity, namely teamwork. How to prepare the students since a very early age, maybe at primary school, to appreciate this sense of teamwork, to learn how to work in a team, and to master that later on, because this is going to reflect also on their path of life. I mean, they are going to be welcoming other partners for success. They are going to work in partnership for success stories even later in universities and also at work.
Exactly. We have something called the blended learning.
Yeah.
Okay, the blended learning it's the alternative of the traditional one, but it's an untraditional way. Most of the people in education field right now, when they listen to me and tell me we have a problem that all the time the parents are talking about, we are taking online everything. We don't have the communication. We don't have the physical interaction between the teacher and the students themselves. So I'm telling them the solve or the solution is the blended learning. What is the blended learning? It's the combination between the online and the physical teaching.
Yes.
How? When we give them, for example, I just give my student a task. When they have like phases, he get the online one, he listen to something, and we give them prepared. Okay. Most of the time that the teacher all the time just wait to do the new thing all the time. He wants to get the new info in the beginning.
Yeah.
But in the blended learning, we let them be prepared before we start. That's the first thing. Secondly, we give them a teamwork together.
Yeah.
Okay, as a task
and
from
let them
our
feel
project.
that if we are going to succeed, so we are going to succeed together.
Exactly.
The sense of togetherness is what will make us all succeed.
Even if it is online, but the group work and the teamwork between the students themselves, by the way, even if they are in another countries, in another places, they can do that. You can do your own task, and I can do my own task, and we can share it. And we can having online things and practically in the same time. So we cover the area that's physically needed with the students, and now they discover themselves practically. So that's the blended. And we have the online and the physical one. Okay, it's translated from the practical and the project side.
Yes, we're always talking about improving the climate of education and the atmosphere in which our students are learning, improving educational institutions as well. We're talking also about quality education. What's trending in that respect, in your opinion?
Oh, the trending is a lot in education, actually. Let's talk about something in VR, for example, in virtual learning. Now there is no a place of a big company, enterprise or education without VR. You know, without mentioning names of the companies or of the cars and you know, producing cars. Now with the VR, they are putting from the first step till the completing a car, all of it VR, virtual. They do everything virtual now, and that leads us to the technical education. With the technical education, we always have a problem facing the physical thing and how the students do things by their hands. And okay, the online cannot solve that problem. No, it's solved now. It's solved now with the VR. Now look at the companies, all the brand names of the car productions. They are doing everything with VR. Okay, piece of cake. And they do it practically things.
Practically, professionally, and easily.
Practically and professionally and leadingly and easily, and it came to a very good result as well.
Yes. Talking about innovation and what is trending also concerning artificial intelligence, which is going to play a very important role in our lives because it is the future.
Definitely.
So again, trending, artificial intelligence and co-relevance to education.
AI, or artificial intelligence, in all the fields is the basic and the first training in education. And when I talk to marketing and education, and we talk the top universities nowadays, it's not engineering or medicine, it's the AI. It's the AI and information technology and security information, all of this, the IT departments, which is really a very trending in all the things, especially in education. I'll tell you something that very simple. By the way, it's just like 7, 8 years ago.
Yeah.
There is an application called an earbud. This earbud is completely the recent technology nowadays in education. People are just know it nowadays because they force it to use an online learning. But actually, it's a long time before, and it's a free application. Okay, so we have a lot of things. Nearbot is just an interaction. It is giving you a whiteboard collections. It has a library for all subjects.
Yes.
It's communicating with the students and the instructor and the parents as well in a very smooth and easy way. It doesn't need a certain device. Okay, it's all devices. There is no problem with the link itself.
Yes.
So it's just a code and you can communicate with nothing. There is a lot of trending in technology and education, but we need to know more about it. We need to have a little bit practicing and implementing and follow up in the right way.
Yes. Talking education and practicality, we're always talking about an education that would help us serve our community.
Okay.
And at the same time, train our students to put this in mind. You know, how can you serve your country? How can you bring about ideas that are going to be, in practical terms, useful to the whole community? We have more than one example in that sphere, like Takaful and Karama and the Decent Life Initiative, that important presidential initiative that is really noble because it wants to transform lives and the quality of lives of ordinary Egyptians to the better, and our dear brothers and sisters in Upper Egypt. So youth are working hand in hand with the state in that respect. What would be the outcome and the lessons taught from such great experiences, in your opinion?
I'm going to tell you how can we implement this in the right way, and how can we do all the nice projects, which is Excellency that's doing it nowadays, with the belonging, with to train kids the loyalty of their country.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you know, there is well-known, actually, experiments in Singapore. The first 5 years in education, you know exactly what they're doing. It just teach the kids how to be belonging to their country.
Here the services presented by different initiatives, Takaful and Karama.
Yeah.
And as you can see, and as our audiences would share, it's transforming lives in the rural areas, and also working in transforming lives in Bani Suef here, for instance, in Upper Egypt. So the videos show how the situation has been dramatic before, and how it is today, actually reshaping lives.
When citizens understand and feel the facilities and all the services that they came to the country, to them, actually they feel loyalty. And they feel, okay, I want to give more. I have the passion to continue. I can, you know, like bear whatever things that happen to me. I can do whatever I can. I can be better and better and better. And that's for the most thing that really makes people happy when they do something to the country. And they learn well in education, and they can accept what have been told to them to improve the life.
Definitely, we need that, and also this sense of loyalty and this sense of belonging starts at school, since primary school, where we instill this love for the country and doing for the country and working hard to make our country better. Today, we're a country that mainly, of course, we believe in science and the important role that is played by science and technology. And we've seen His Excellency the President in different occasions, and on Science Day bestowing orders and orders of excellence and credit, giving credit to scientists. So if we talk about reflecting on that vision and the role of science and innovation today in education.
So we're talking about something that really related for what you're doing now, what we're talking about, innovation and we have a lot of things nowadays that the country is doing for the entrepreneur, all right? For something that
Very
related to the
important,
education.
entrepreneurship for youth and also the small and medium-sized enterprises.
They have a very good, well trend in education, by the way. They did a lot of things. Actually, when I was training abroad, the foreigners, the French people, and they came to me and told me, we like that application that you're teaching us. Later on, I understand that this is an Egyptian innovation, by the way. Okay, this is a very helpful application for doing and helping the educators, and I don't know, actually this is Egyptian product, and young people who is really creating it. We have a lot of creatives, and we have a lot of thinkers, but they need a chance, and they need a guideline, and they need also that we have to transform the way that we are teaching them, okay? They definitely, you know, students, they know better than us as an educators. They are the one who just getting the ideas from them. Me, myself, long time ago, I get the idea from a question from my student. I can.
Yeah, they are always inspiring.
I can change.
Yeah.
Okay, the way or the path that I'm teaching them because of one question. And this is what I'm always telling to the teachers and educators. Don't fix to the place or the criteria and the plan you're doing it. This is not a holy thing. We can change it.
Yeah.
We can change it according to the needs in front of us.
Yes.
And you have to be flexible in that.
Yes. Changing according to the needs, and at the same time working according, satisfying our needs in those students.
Yep.
And we are investing in people today in Egypt, and this is very important, building the human character that the state is focusing on in order to bring about a productive personnel who are capable of actually serving the country in a quality way. So focusing on education as a top priority of developing the Egyptian youth and their personality and investing in building the human character. How do you see it?
Human character, it's something that coming from the love when you are doing it, okay? And that's coming from the spirit of a teacher. He loves already what he's teaching to his students. And believe me, this is something reachable, very, you know, like obviously to the students himself when he reaches something that coming from a teacher with a lovely way, with a human way, with a motherhood way or a fatherhood way, all right? This is the thing that we really need to a little bit come back with it.
Yeah.
We need to deal with education with a non-business wise, okay? And we need to deliver it in the really human way. And we have this a lot. I have faced this a lot. We have it. We are more than millions of teachers,
Yes.
all right? Majority of them, they love what they're doing.
Yes. And this is, you know, the point is that when you love what you're doing, definitely you are going to serve better and work on it better. Before wrapping up in like 3 minutes, Dr. Zahran, talking about the future, and since we are going to talk about the future, we're talking the future of education vis-a-vis the human character that we're talking about. We're talking about building on having future leaders. And this is very important, preparing leaders for the future. Investing in those youth today and trying to like invest in their leadership skills. How can we do that?
I think the R&D, the research and development, okay, the R&D department that let us know exactly the skills, improve the things that's really focusing in our education. Now, the info is not just an info just to put it in a paper or an online exam. No, it's the skill that we needed. We have to focus on the skills that come out from our students to know exactly who are going to be our leaders.
Yeah.
Okay, from their skills in different fields, we have to create and develop and focus and pick the things that are really needing to that, and we give them the guideline. So R&D, all right, department that's really having a very good effort nowadays in Egypt, and I see that universities and also in schools doing a very great efforts, and a lot of things have been done with R&D, right? Especially, and we came to the technological in education, and very two advanced things, which is the blending learning,
Yeah.
all right, and the VR. We have to focus and know the updates with them and know exactly what we can do to deliver the right thing for our students.
Yes, definitely. And if you have a passion, like what we say, if you have a will, you have a way. If you have a
Yes.
passion, definitely for what you're
Yeah.
doing, you're going to have to make all the difference. I thank you so much, Dr. Jihan Zahran.
Thank you
who
too.
is,
And
our
really, I'm the one who
education-
thank you.
Thank you so much, our education and innovation consultant, who joined us today on exclusive and talked to us about this important, a very important headline, preparing youth for the future, and what is trending in the field of education, and also from her vision as a consultant in that respect, how is an innovation actually playing a very important role in our lives today and also in the future of our kids and education. Thank you, Dr. Zahran.
Welcome, dear.
And I thank you, dear viewers, for joining us. That was exclusive with Taghreed Hussein tonight. Next week, another guest and a different topic. Until then.